Test.
Yes.
Yep. Miggity Mike. 1, 2, 3.
In
Everybody
the
sounds
house.
amazing.
The following statements you are about to hear are not made to offend or hurt anybody's feelings, although we may discuss serious topics. It's all entertainment, man. In all reality, don't take the too serious. Have fun, laugh a little bit, relax. Let's talk about it. Shades Talk.
All right, so we back with another episode, Politic'n with Shades.
Yeah.
We got Shag in the building.
Yerp, Shaq.
And Prop.
Whoop, whoop.
Peace to the family.
How y'all been?
Chilling.
What you just say, man? Life been lifing, man.
Life been lifing.
Staying
Nah, we
afloat,
good.
1 foot in front of the other.
That's all you can do, B.
So
We
what's-
here, though.
So what's up with this? How this weather hitting y'all?
It's brick.
It's so ghetto. I hate it so
Cold as
bad.
fuck.
You know, I had to come to terms with I want to be an independent woman so bad. I think that I do,
Yeah.
right? But this snow humbled a girl, okay?
Oh, my
'Cause
gosh.
nobody could get to me to shovel out my driveway, and I have a long driveway, fits
Yeah.
4 cars,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a foot of snow across the. I was out there oh my god.
You was getting busy. I saw the footage on the gram. You
Yeah.
was getting busy.
My
No
kids-
joke.
He was
It
getting
was
busy.
terrible. My kids were like, "Mom, you're doing such a good job." I was like, "Thanks for that."
Right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Motivational coaches.
Listen, I was
Yeah.
having dance breaks and everything.
Hey,
I
man,
had to get
you got
through it.
to.
It was awful.
Yeah.
My dad was like, "It was level 3." Ex-husband was level 3. Dude, I mean, nobody could get to me. I couldn't even be mad about it. I was like,
Right.
I've been here
Alright.
since 2013, fam. I feel like that's the most snow I've seen since we've been here.
Yeah, since
Like, that-
2013 for sure.
that's- Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
a
man.
long
For a
time. I
long
haven't
time,
seen
yeah.
that much, and it
Yeah.
stay right,
Yeah.
and not
Mm-hmm.
be disappearing while it's snowing. It just was I was like, oh.
Thank God for teenagers, man. Shout out to
Right.
my
I love this for you, and I
16-year-old,
can't
'cause-
wait until mine are teenagers.
Yeah, I'm not. Why would I get a snowblower? I got you, King, young King. You know what I mean? Salute,
You know,
Jack.
it's just the rite of passage. Rite of passage. Yeah, no, I'm getting something electronic. I'm gonna buy something in my garage. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but
Yeah.
I will
It'll
never
be there,
forget
though.
that.
You'll be ready when it's
Gotta
time
be
to have it.
prepared, for sure.
And I'll teach the kids how to do it,
Big
and then I can be
facts.
in the house like, "You're doing a good job, sweetie." Love this.
That's
Yeah,
what we
no.
do. We got to pass down the knowledge.
Come on, man.
All
Build
right.
some character.
So Cam Newton recently brought this to my attention.
Let's get to it.
Went on his platform and
Yeah.
stated that he does not have the ability to be a platonic friend to a female,
Yeah,
to a woman, opposite sex.
yeah.
How y'all feel about that?
You want?
You gonna go ahead?
I see the red in you already.
Because listen,
I ain't gonna-
I'm like,
Hey, man. I mean, at the end of the day, dog, I respect him for being self-aware. You know what I'm saying? Cause if you can't be around him, then you're not gonna be around. If you know that you can't do that, and then hopefully he doesn't put himself in positions to pretend to do that to get to that,
Right.
then you a real one. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, man, some people are mature, some people.
and that's the thing.
Everybody different. But
Mature.
self-awareness is key, right?
Okay, yes, okay. I'm all for self-awareness, right? I wish this man's platform just because he just talks and he really thinks he's hitting some really great points, and he just drives this stereotype about black men for me that I don't like, and so it triggers
peeling the
me,
onion back.
right?
Okay.
So
All right.
this whole I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
Is it that you're self-aware, or you just lack accountability and that you don't know how to respect the person that you're with to say, I know I'm with the person and I choose not to be friends with women because I just know I'm not going to respect the boundary. I'm not going to respect the fact that I'm in a relationship.
Right.
I get there's a bit of self-awareness there, but a lot of it just sounds like a cop-out to me. Nah, I just don't have friends that are females because because they gonna want you. Because you want everything that walks, you don't have no standards. You tell me there's not a single female that you can't just be friends with. You want to go and sleep with everything? That's crazy. You have no limitations. You woke up with the audacity on 1,000. Exactly. I was like, oh, you want to talk about what? You want to talk about what? No, because I think that men and women should be able to be friends and be platonic, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
for sure.
important.
I agree.
I think
I do.
if
For
you
sure.
have
I
a
agree with
whole
that.
group of only women, you're gonna miss a perspective that's important,
Yeah,
and vice
yeah.
versa,
Vice
right?
versa,
Like
yeah.
some of
that's
my
real.
I have great guy friends,
For
right?
sure.
And never have had anything happen with us, just legit, just platonic friends.
Right.
And they're the first ones to be like, okay, so you're bugging. That
Right.
was stupid. Are you
Right.
cool? Like, and I'd be like, wait, no, I feel justified. And they're like, yeah, that's because your girlfriends are telling you that you're right, but I'm going to tell you as your friend, you're wrong. And this is
Right.
why you're wrong.
Right.
And then, you know, having girlfriends, like you have a different perspective because you are that sex. But I think saying, no, I'm incapable of having a relationship with someone of the opposite sex. And he's like proud about it. Like, yeah, like never that. And yuck.
Yeah. No, I before you chime in real quick, I just want to, because I know, Cam is a wild one. So a lot of his takes, you know, it is. I'm not rolling with. But just to like have for sake of conversation with you, you know what I'm saying? As a dude, like I'm not Cam. I'm not in his mentality, but how he comes off, he's like a real alpha nigga, like what I say go type shit. So maybe on the outside looking in, he might have been through some things. He's like, you know what? I know me. So I can't put myself in that predicament because if I do, I'm going to fuck the money up. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you do have to be that way because you know you a conniving nigga like that. I don't know. Like, could it, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean off the self-awareness. I'm not shooting him no bail.
Right.
But like maybe he been through some things to not put himself, that's still some dog shit. Like, damn, you can't be friends with a girl, but.
Also, I think because Cam Newton has a double standard.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah.
he'll say things like that. Like, oh,
Okay.
I don't have no, and it's not because it's like, oh, I'm incapable. I think he could very well be friends with women. He just probably wakes up and thinks every woman wants to be with him. So he doesn't think that's a possibility either.
Yeah.
It's not facts. The other thing is like, he said something along the lines not too long ago about like, he needs all of the people his person has ever been with. Like, he wants to know who they are and like body count. He just like that's part of his platform is driving. Is driving some of these things. It's okay, but he would probably never tell somebody how many bodies he has, right?
Yeah,
Well, obviously because he can't.
Yeah.
He can't even keep track. Everybody want him. He's sleeping with any and everything apparently.
Right.
So it's just. I personally think so.
You say no to ratchet, buzzy, juicy cake.
And that is Cam Newton in real life. What about you, Jimmy?
So I think perspectives are based on the person, the environment, and their like history.
Okay.
So what do we know about Cam? I don't know him personally, but what do I know about him? So I know that he was at one point in time an elite NFL quarterback, an elite college player, probably an elite high school player. He's a fairly young guy, and he's amassed a pretty decent amount of money within that short time period. So his life has always been, we'll just say it's been like on the popular side. You know what I mean? Like you got the people that kind of grew up in the shadows, they kind of keep to themselves, the bookworms, and then you got the quote unquote jock athletes. You got the popular people. I mean, you have that. So let's say that he was always a part of that crowd, evidently.
Like
he'd been in the spotlight. Yeah. So his attention seeking has always been there. So I'm not going to say that he's a super cocky person, but his history of what he does and that lifestyle he lives and the job he has had does take some type of male bravado to somewhat be successful in that field. You gotta be confident in yourself to push and be at elite level. Now, with that said though, he can say that and then I'll respect it. He knows himself, right?
Right.
He knows himself. But let's not act like how we look at people doesn't play a part in what they say. So we talked about this. Attractiveness is important, right? In most of relationships, it doesn't even matter if it's like just a pass by because that's the first thing that catches your eye.
Is what they look like.
What they look like. Once they start talking, then it could be a dub. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get past the visual first. Yeah. So him being in the crowds that he's in, he's probably always around some fairly attractive women, I would assume. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And he has qualities that if a gold digger was to try to find something,
he got the gold.
He got the gold. You know what I'm saying? So he's a target in general for a non-genuine relationship to come towards his way. Yeah. More than most. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I have a problem, but I'm pretty sure ain't no woman ever came to me because of my money. Because I've been a broke Negro for a majority of my life. You feel me? So I don't have those problems.
Personality.
Exactly. I don't have that problem. But I understand where he's coming from that. Now, what you said was some very good points. It is a little egotistical to think everybody wants you. And it is a lack of maturity to say I can't have a platonic relationship with a woman. Whether it's you think everybody wants you or whether you just know yourself, I'm not mature enough to
not shoot a shot.
Yeah, to not shoot my shot. And I respect him for his honest opinion of himself either way. Whether you disagree or not, he knows himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, if somebody like fucking Bill Gates would have said that shit, nobody would have.
No, it's just.
I'm like, Bill.
Yeah, Bill, come on, bro. We know it's about the money.
Memes all day. They've been joking.
Exactly. Come on, bro.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, come on, man. I'm not saying he ain't getting shot, but it's different vibe.
Yeah. No.
It's a different vibe.
I'm gonna end it like this on my end. This nigga Kim is literally the what I'm trying to say. Like, don't get into it. I ain't saying you, but hey, girl, I need a nigga 6 foot, tall, muscular, all this good money, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So his egotistical brain, it ain't all by himself.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean,
he didn't get it solo.
But she said he got the checks. So yeah.
So like, yeah, bro. So tomato, I guess.
I mean, more power to you. Keep running the check. He gonna keep saying stupid stuff on platforms.
That's true.
He gonna keep us more things to talk about on our podcast. So.
Exactly. We're gonna keep talking about it.
Okay, so let's talk about, since we're on the topic of people and significant others and opposite sex.
For sure.
How comfortable are you with your significant other being friends with somebody that they have slept with? And this could be somebody they were in a relationship with, friends that just turned into friends with benefits, somebody that they just were casual with, they slept together a couple times and whatever. Because I do think, those are your circumstances of which, or you slept together and y'all like, oh, we better off as friends, right? How do you feel about that?
Do they have kids?
Together?
Yeah.
That's a nice. Okay, so let's answer to it. With kids or without kids?
Without kids, less likely to be comfortable with it.
Okay.
With kids, I wouldn't have any problem with it.
Why?
Because having kids,
they have to still talk.
You understand, like,
yeah.
You talking about the kids with the friend, or I'm confused with the kids?
So he's saying, like, the person, if your wife had a kid with somebody else, right? Like, and her and the baby dad are still friends.
So, got you. Okay, go ahead, bro. My bad. I was.
Yeah, because having kids, I understand whether you guys are on the same page or not, in a relationship or not, I understand how that copacetic has to work. Like, it's important.
Yeah. In
raising children. You can do without it, but it makes it so much more beneficial to the kids 100%. When both parents are getting along. And even if the kids don't see the animosity or feel the animosity, you know what I mean? It just makes it better for them. Without, I'm not saying it can't happen, but it has to be a reason behind it. Like, it has to be some shit. Like, it has to be like, this motherfucker saved your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put me CPR for 8 minutes to bring me back.
He stopped you from meeting the king or nothing.
Exactly, yeah.
White light, he got me.
It's gotta be some serious shit.
Yo, man, totally 100% with you. I was cool with it. I've been through it. Homie was my best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm talking about like from daycare up to damn near adulthood. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Before you go into the situation, let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
He was your best friend before?
I wouldn't say best friend, but we was tight. We was cool. Like, he was in the circle.
So what's the context behind his situation? Because,
I need details.
Yeah.
He was your friend, and he was messing with.
Is he still your friend?
Nah, not no more.
Oh, so it's one of them situations.
So before I came along, they were together.
Oh, before
me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I got you.
Yeah, before me.
I got you. Okay.
And then it's funny because I was cool with it, but apparently he wasn't behind my back. You know what I'm saying? So long story less long.
I like that.
He moved to Atlanta and I went down there to party for my birthday. This was like my 25th birthday. And we was all lit, having fun, strip club, boom, all of that. I come back, fly back. I'm getting reports of in the strip club. Now, I wasn't bugging or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was having fun for my fucking 25th birthday.
It's a strip club.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking about? So, but then I come back home to seeing screenshots and stories, like, but exaggerated stories. So, yeah, man, I was cool with it, but it's just funny to see, like, mans was still cool with me. We going out, we hanging, we chilling, and then behind my back, you still trying to figure out something.
I think that's definitely a different take too, right? Because when I think about that, I think I was thinking from my perspective. Yours is a little different, where it's like, well, y'all not together no more. We're together, and it was still like, oh yeah, we was cool, but then he really felt some kind of way.
Right.
I think for me, so I don't really mess with strangers, right? And that's probably part of my problem. I'm working on it. And I'm friends with people before I mess with them, more than likely, right? It's like very rare that I don't know somebody for a long time before, like, we are whatever. And so for me, like, if that happens or anything, or our relationship doesn't pan out to go, to the distance, we just go back to being friends. I probably have 2 exes in my entire life that I like don't talk to, don't rock with, don't nothing, but everyone else is like still my friend, cool. Right? Like, yeah, cool, what up? And like, it's not like an awkwardness. It's not like, but like my ex-husband, he was like, I don't get that. Like, he was like not a big fan of like, yo, you're friends with all of your exes, and like, and they weren't even just be like people I slept with, just like any ex. Like, that was your person at one point in time, right? Like, you still want them around, and like for me, I'm kind of in Jimmy's boat, right? I don't need them to have their life saved, right? Right. I do think like sometimes like friendships kind of, especially when you've known people a long time, sometimes they dip into that, and then you're like, nah, and you kind of dip back out of it. I'm like, okay, cool. As long as I think there's like real communication and there's an understanding, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now, if you're like, this was like the love of my life, and it sounds like you still got some heartstrings attached,
I'll go handle that.
then I'm gonna be like, well, but do you want that old thing back? Is right? Because if you don't, then we like need to talk about like why that's always something that you talk about when you mention that person, right?
Yeah, straight up.
But if you're just like, that was my girl, we didn't work out, we still homies, we've been friends since kindergarten, right? Like my mom and her mom are like sisters, that kind of thing. Like, all right, cool. Now, if she's still like, that's like, now
like
we,
what?
Because sometimes I'm like, y'all doing that little brother thing a little too much. Like, brothers. And it was like, if you slept with me, we can't be brothers and sisters. I'm sorry, that's weird, right? You could be like, that's my homie. We had a little history, cool. But like when girls are overly about like brother, and they be all up in the face and like, because I know him, like he like this, he don't tell me how to fix my man's plate. Right. Please get out my face. Like, so I think there's like limitations, right? I think, and I'm a girl best friend. Yeah. Right. And I understand like when my guy best friends get girls, there's going to be like a little bit of fallback, right? And if I'm not about to, are you seriously about to let her? Right. That's your woman that you are potentially pursuing to be your wife. Right. Because when she's your wife, I can't say, you're really about to let her go? Yes, because that's my wife. That's who my person is. Like, and it is what it is. Like, I've had friends like that, and they're like, listen, like, hey, I know we normally kick it 2-3 o'clock in the morning. She not going for that, right? Oh, and it's like, respect, right? Because if I ask my man to, like, not hang out, just him and his best friend till 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and it's and he said, all right, cool. Or he was like, no. Right. Then you can't have a double standard there. So I think it's all situational. For the most part, I don't have a problem with it. Just because I know a lot of my exes are friends, or we're friendly, right? We don't got no beef. We not texting all the time and calling each other. But like,
ask, are they hitting you up at 1 a.m?
Yeah, I need to talk. I have one friend, who we are. I mean, this is the known since elementary school.
Okay.
Went through
Right.
the like life together, right? He was the friend that called me, you know, drunk 2:00 in the morning, and I'd like go pick him up from somewhere. And I was married, right? And my husband would be like, "You got to go get him," and I was like, "I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna take him home. I'm gonna come back home," and he'd be like,
All right.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Damn. Okay.
but it was like, it was a trust thing, right? He was like,
it is a
I
trust
know
thing
that
for sure.
you don't want him and there's nothing else there.
Right. Yeah.
Like, even if he's like, I may think that there might be more on
Right,
his
right,
side. For me, though, him was like, I'm not dating him. I'm not married to him. I'm married to you.
Right.
And like, you have that boundary, right? Like, that's the big thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, even as I got older, I was like, "This is getting ridiculous. I'm
Yeah.
not about to come pick you up at 2:00 in the morning." And then, and I'm in bed with my man, baby.
Yeah.
You better call Uber and figure out where your car is in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
We got too many options at this point. But I do think, you know,
Yeah, I think that's kind of bold.
it is.
That's bold. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. If I do that, I know that there's something part of me that's like, I could probably still crack.
Because you're
In
willing
the back of my mind.
Yeah.
In the back of my
I
mind.
can give you that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's
Okay.
where the other person has to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
"Are you cool?"
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
no, thank you. No,
Right.
no. But, you know, I think boundaries and conversations and trust are really important
Yes.
if
for
you're going to
sure.
have those other people involved. But if it's like she's still acting like she still wants you, or you still, y'all can have it. There's so much that you're going to do and take, right? So after a while, it's like, y'all are bugging. And now that 2 a.m. thing, that's not an all the time type of thing either.
Right.
That's not every weekend you calling me at 2.
Yeah.
No.
That'd
Because
be a
then
bit
that's
much.
like, no, you're at this point being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, you are
Yeah.
just
You can't.
literally just like, okay, you see a sheet? No.
Yeah.
And as the friend, you got to be like, no, this is not like okay to do, and continue to do so.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I've gotten those calls, but they're always like super serious.
Yeah.
Like some serious
Yeah,
shit.
most
And
of
it
the
don't
time.
even be from people that I smack. Maybe just a close friend from the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And they, you know that they really need you
They really
because
need-
they're
yeah.
calling you at that time, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, for him, like, you call me, it's because you really were in a place like,
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone around me. I need to be able to get home and
Mhm.
know that I'm cool. Like, all right, I got you. Take you home. Go back to my crib. Go back to my life. Not
All
that
right.
he's not part of it, but yeah.
All right. So, Prop, what were you saying about the roles in a relationship?
Okay, yeah. And it kind of like it ties into what you was talking about, like being with an ambitious person, kind of. Like, and I'm hoping I'm saying it right to make sense. Like, what if the role is supposed to be exactly what it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, you reach a certain chapter, it might not be the full chapter like you expected to be, but especially if you with somebody ambitious who got goals and everything like that, like, what if this part is just supposed to be your part and that's it?
That's your cap.
That's the cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you cool enough to let that, hey, rock? Like, we still Gucci, even if we have kids or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is a big goal situation. I need to put all my effort into it. And if you can understand it, cool. If not, we need to have a discussion. Like, how am I making sense to y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what if that role is the cap and that's it? You know what I'm saying? But then after that cap, your peoples do what they do and you still get taken care of, but your cap is here. If that makes sense. I know I had a lot of layers to that. But yeah, trust me. Start wherever y'all want. And then I want you, if you don't bring that part, what you said about
I
the
will,
ambitions.
I will.
You know what I'm saying?
You mind if I go first?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
All right. So, yeah, I feel like their potential does cap.
Yeah.
It does. And especially if you get into a relationship younger,
Yeah. Yeah.
you grow out of relationships more so than anything, in my opinion. Especially if you get into something and you're under 30. I'm gonna just say under 30. Anywhere in your 20s. You could be 20 to 29. You know what I mean?
If there's a 2,
If it's a 2,
Is it two in front of that? Yeah.
because you grow, you change, you
Yeah.
learn more about yourself, which in turn you're not really breaking up with them. You kind of leaving your old self behind.
Yes, sir.
Now, sometimes people grow with you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We level up together.
We love that.
Facts.
And then sometimes we don't.
That's real.
So, and then people don't like getting out of their comfort zone. Like, in general. Now, there's people that would do it because they know it's good for them. I will force myself. I don't like it, but I will force myself to get out of my comfort zone because it's always made me successful whenever I've taken a chance and done something I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's never been a fail moment that I've been like, I regret doing that. I might not wanted to do it, but once I did it, conquered it, you know what I'm saying, added more tools to the tool belt.
Yeah.
But there's some people that don't, they just comfortable be comfortable, which is fine. It's no problem with it. It's not a bad thing. But when those two worlds collide and they're in the same house, it's going to create some issues. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to be holding on while the other person is pulling themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be nobody's weight at the end of the day.
So I'm going to piggyback off of that. You don't want to be in anybody's way, but I do think there's a partnership and understanding what that role plays into. If you're the person that's comfortable and you don't mind doing the same thing and repeating it, and that's just where you live because for you, that was enough. Like, this was all I ever wanted to achieve. I got there. Like, that's it. I'm cool. And the other person's like, and I still have all of these things I want to do. So for me to get to this next level, I need you to do this.
Right.
I think if y'all have an understanding there, it's okay if you get capped. I think it's problematic is when you have a person who's really ambitious and then this other person has unrealistic expectations about what that looks like with that person being ambitious. So people love visions of grandeur, but they don't understand the work to actually succeed in the dream, right? So people who are like, oh, I want the NFL player. No, you don't. You really don't. You want the person that, so you can take the pictures and be on the sidelines and, you know, wear the WAGs outfit and have all the things. Yeah. But if you want somebody who has time to give you unlimited all the time, who can take you on a random date night, who can be there for all the holidays, no, you're not going to get that out of that NFL player. Why? Right. Because during season, he's locked in and he's focused. He's got a regimen. He's got to attend practices, conditioning, meetings. All right. And then any true athlete outside of that, they got their own stuff that they're doing. Then you're talking about when the season starts, preseason, during season, and post. If they go further in the playoffs, guess what? That's a longer time that they're away. And if they're on a team that plays on Thanksgiving or Christmas time, guess what? You're not seeing a man during the holidays. You can't be upset about that. And then off season comes, you got a little bit of downtime, a little bit before they start prepping for the next season. You don't really want what you think that you do. But if you do, you have to understand that means you might have to carry home by yourself. Yeah. That means you might have the kids by yourself. That means doing all of these things. The amount of NFL players and coaches that have missed the births of their kids because they were at a game. You might birth the baby. Right. Not with your man, right? Yeah. And so if you understand that, I think that's cool. But again, if that's where your cap is, I think if you have an understanding, it's fine. Now, if you don't have an understanding and you don't really realize you've hit a cap or you just don't have any additional goals in life at all and you're with a super ambitious person, I think that's going to be problematic because you're going to nitpick, you're going to nag, you're going to want more and then they're not. And you're going to have all these arguments about their time and you don't see their dream and their overall goal and you're taking it personal. Right? It's not that they're trying to be negative towards you. Yeah. They just have this goal. It's a dream. Like, either support their dream or let them go so they can do their dream by themselves. Like, you can't have both, in my opinion. Like, the person I'm currently seeing is a very ambitious man. Yeah. Very ambitious. And he was like, yeah, everybody wants an ambitious man until they're with an ambitious man. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, all right, this happened, right? It was like one thing after another, all good things for him. But when I tell you that the time has gone from like, we could talk all the time to to now it's like, if we talk a little bit throughout the day, I'm like, cool. I'm like, have a good day. I know it's going to be busy.
Catch me when you can.
Catch me what you, like, I hit you up when I know that you're free. That's it. Yeah. And it's never been like, you started this like this. You introduced me to a vibe you couldn't keep. No, you introduced me to the vibe that you could provide me at the time. Right. And you caveat that with, I'm going to get busy if my life goes in the direction that I want it to. Right. Because this has always been my goal prior to you. And this is going to be my goal if there is no anything after you, right? Like, okay, cool. And that's where I'm at. Cool. I kick it with you when I see you. We talk when we talk. And that's what it is because that's what your goal is. Guess what? I have my own goals. I got to go do my half marathon training. So I'm going to see you when I see you because I got to do 1,000 miles.
You hit something right there, right? You said you got your own goal.
Correct.
So, and you broke down a few different scenarios, and that was real. Coming from another scenario is like, you go into the relationship, you knew you was dealing with somebody ambitious. Y'all both creative. Y'all both had dreams, goals, aspirations. Go into the relationship, go through life, shit happens. One person lose sight of that. Other person hasn't lost sight of that. But because you lost sight of that, and we in a relationship, you supposed to be where I'm at. We supposed to just keep pushing through because life is life, and then we got bills to pay and all that, this, and that, the third. True. But on top of holding that down of the worldly responsibilities, you still burning the midnight oil of getting your creative shit popping. I'm not gonna stop it just because we in the relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and we in this together. So you trying to build them up. You trying to be like, hey, I need that spark to get back to what you had. That's how we fell in love with each other in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But if we lose that, what do we got to do to help you get that back? Because my growth is continuing, and that shit is not gonna stop.
So
For nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause and you got your kids, you got your family, you got everybody watching you, leaning on you, supporting you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's my thing. Like when one person gets stagnant in the relationship, and then the other person continue to grow, and instead of like championing that, like that's dope. Let me feed off that. Is the insecurity part of you is like, nah, that's fucked up because you leaving me behind.
Jimmy said it. People outgrow each other. If you get to that point and you're stagnant, and I'm still chasing after my goals, and that thing about our relationship that worked is that we were both go-getters. We had goals we were going after, and then you decided, I'm cool and I'm content, and that isn't enough for me. Y'all need to figure that out and have that conversation and be like, I love you, but part of my attraction to you, part of why this worked is that you understood why I grinded the way I did. I appreciated that you grinded the way that you did, and you ain't grinding no more. You're not trying, you're not whatever. Cool. But that might mean that this grows apart because I need that to be with me. I need that person so that we can feed off each other and push each other. And just, you're right. Sometimes you just grow out of it. Not that like there's any love lost. It's just we're not the same anymore.
Yeah, not the same. You know? I think that mothers, though, in particular, like they have to be extra diligent in keeping on top of their shit because you will have more responsibilities in general in the marriage or the relationship, just with the kids and the household in general. If you're in a traditional household, because today's traditional household, both parties are working.
Yeah. Yep.
And you still got to do all the other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop you from having to prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that you have a lot of mothers and fathers that let themselves go.
Right.
And then that becomes a fucking factor, and that becomes a problem too. But then they're in their head, they're like, there ain't enough hours in the day. When am I supposed to work out? Figure it out. That's all I can say. You're going to have to figure it out because it don't get no easier. It gets harder when you have kids, but there are people that work 40 plus.
And multiple jobs.
Yeah, multiple jobs. Maybe they're going to school, multiple kids.
And find the time.
And still find the time to keep themselves fit and look good.
Prioritize.
They prioritize. And today's, I think it's more common today than it used to be. Like back when my parents, you know what I'm saying? I feel like healthy parents are more common. You'll see them in the gym.
100%.
And you know, it's a lifestyle now. Like it's a part of the
kids are accustomed to it.
Yeah,
people are accustomed to it.
It's a part of the lifestyle when it didn't used to. So it's another added responsibility. But with that said though, I don't feel like it takes away from me because I enjoy I need it. I need to go to the gym. Like I enjoy it. It makes my life more full. You know what I'm saying? It gives me another outlet and I just feel better and everything. But I think women, on the other hand, they have it harder in that sense. I'm not making excuses for them, but I think they have it harder to maintain that. And the ones that do it, I commend them because it is what it is.
You ain't got no options at times. And I think you have a point, right? Like, I'm the mom that finds the activities, signs them up for the activities, makes the schedules, does the doctor's appointments. Like, that's just who I am as a person. Right. And so, yeah, I do the 40-plus hour a week corporate job, my part-time job that also pours into people, 2 kids, half marathon training, and still doing what I learned is that I loved it to help me calibrate my life. It's my me time, right? It's my time to pour into me. And I can't be the best mom that I can be when I'm unhappy and dragged down and I have no me time.
Can't pour from empty
You
cup,
can't.
man.
And honestly, I told y'all this last time. I'm no longer pouring from my cup. Y'all are going to get the overflow. And that's what it's meant to be.
That's real.
So, and as long as I keep pouring into me and I keep having overflow, everybody is cool. But if I'm taking what I got and I'm pouring into your cup and I'm depleting myself, I'm going to be angry. You start getting resentful and you get in this rut. And like, I've been there. Be like, dang, I really let myself go. Cause you balance it, everything. No. And people are like, well, don't you feel like it's selfish? No, it's self-care. It's self-love. It's me pouring into self. Like, I am my best version of me when I have the time to do it. And it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of time, but my kids expect it.
If you don't do that part, right, everything else gonna fall out of whack.
It does. Whatever your self-care is, whatever your you time is, for you it's the gym. For you, it might be going to hit the studio. Like, everybody has their thing.
I work out too, Shad.
You know what?
Do music
and muscles, man. Music and muscles. So it's like you have to find your thing. And if you don't, the most happiest parents I see are parents who have something that is theirs. Because one day your kids are going to be out of your house.
Right.
And then you be sitting there like this. Well, what do I like to do for me? Right? Or even in marriages. I tell people all the time, like, the biggest thing you can do is continue to date your spouse. They're changing, you're changing, what interests you, their likes, whatever. And because, again, one day your kid's going to be at the house, and y'all's common factor as parents is your children. And then when they're gone, y'all be looking at each other like, do I still like you? Do you still like me?
Yeah, that's real.
And I've learned so many people's parents are like, I don't.
I'm sorry.
Or nigga, that's how you chew?
Or they would just literally be like, I don't know the last time we did something for like me and you. It was always the kid stuff. And so like you lose that, the cute part about being in a relationship.
Right.
That is still your person. Like, flash that man something when he walking past. You know what I mean? Like, I think keeping that active is important. But same thing, if you stop pouring into whatever it is, it's going to hurt. It's going to die out. And you're going to be resentful. Not me no more. I'll be in there.
So that word selfish, it comes up a lot when people are discussing differences in the relationships. Somebody always calls somebody selfish, or somebody looks at themselves as being selfish, right?
Yep.
But so where's the line at between you're passionate about your relationship and then you're selfish? And what I mean by that is that you can be in love with somebody and you can ultimately know that this relationship is probably not the best thing for them because they're settling. Right. Somebody's settling when y'all are having differences for the most part. And you're going through this for years, and then you just know that this person is not going to be brought up to you, but you're also not going to stoop down to them. You're not going to be happy down there. Or they don't want to come up here.
And you're not going down.
Yeah. Or they just don't have the ability to do it. And I'm not saying that their life isn't hard. Like we said, you make time for what you want to make time for. And if you feel like you can't make time for it, then obviously you just can't do it, right?
Yeah.
So those that keep that going and want to hold on to it, is it because I'm passionately in love with you? Or is it because ultimately I have some form of selfish behavior to want to try to hold on to a person that I know does not want to be held on to? And they're not doing anything bad. Neither party is doing anything bad. The shit just fizzled out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people do that when they're comfortable. Yeah. Right? People get comfortable, and so they're like, meh. I only want to like go out there and find someone new.
Yeah.
You know all of my likes and dislikes, and I know the things you're gonna do that are gonna irritate me, and the things you do that I love, right? Mm-hmm. So I think people get complacent in that, and there's a little bit of fear that I don't think a lot of people like to say.
Fear, for sure.
Is like, I'm scared to put myself back out there. I'm scared to end something because I'm so familiar with it, and the thought of being alone is, I think, something that everybody needs to like figure that out, because people don't want to be alone. And so they're like, if I go out there and I don't find nothing, then I'm gonna be alone. So rather than being alone, you kind of stay in this spot. But I do think like selfishness can happen even if you're not trying to leave the person or you're not complacent, but like you're striving for your goals. I think having consideration and communication is really important there, because people do tend to, they're creatures of habit. So if you always let me go, do all these things for all this time, and it's really eating at you because you feel some kind of way, you have to communicate that with your partner. And then the person who's doing it, you have to be like aware and being like, okay, cool. Like I can't take that for granted and drive that. Like if they're giving me an inch, you can't keep taking a foot all the time.
Right.
You got to be considerate of your significant other, right? So I think being afraid of being alone, I think drives a lot of why people just selfishly stay together and just be like, cool.
It's definitely like, it's definitely different nuances to it. Like you said, Shaq, fear of being alone, like complacency, people, fear of change. A lot of people hate the fear of change, especially when they feel a shift happening. And I think also, it's all perspective too, because like, what is selfish to you? A lot of people put stock in words, and I think people can manipulate words too, because in my brain, because you said, is it passionate? Is it just love? You love me that passionately, or is it selfish? I think a lot of people use the word love as an excuse to be selfish. To me, selfish is having a lack of accountability for your actions when you hurt somebody, and then victimizing my feelings to use you as, I'm the victim. I did that to you because. To
drive your agenda.
You know what I'm saying? I did that because, and once you get to that space, once you can, my thing, I call it the hamster wheel, right? When you stay on this hamster wheel with having the same damn conversation, there's no growth in the conversation. There's no all right, well, what let's do, what's the solution? If it's constantly tit for tat, if I constantly tell you how I feel, and it's like, yeah, but then you did this, and there's no solution, and there's no growth in the conversation, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And if I see it, I know damn well you can see it, but you rather not see it and hide behind love. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And man, nah.
It was, I think like in a song or something that talked about everybody hates the person who ends it first. And I think that is really relevant, because you could be ending it because there's nothing left here. But everybody's sitting here in the room like, you gonna end it, you gonna end it, you gonna end it. And so you don't do it because you're like, because I'm gonna be the bad guy, right? I get to be the villain.
So real.
And you have to be like, sometimes I'm gonna have to be the villain in the story.
Right, yeah.
And be okay with that. Or like, or I want to end it because I know that it's really not love at this point, and you're okay with being comfortable, and I want more. So yeah, I'm gonna pull the trigger. But yeah, I remember hearing that, and I was like,
that's so real.
That's bars.
Like
that's so real. Somebody does have to do that. That's I mean, that's true though. I mean, somebody has to be the villain.
Self is like, and let me know what y'all think, because like you said, right? What are we doing? Like, if there's no growth in the conversation, but you love me and you love us and us, then we gotta be willing to have uncomfortable conversations for growth, right? We gotta have, all right, I see you, I hear you. Let's see how we can compromise this, instead of just but this and but this. You're not hearing me. No, you're not hearing me. So who like you said, like niggas is scared to who gonna be first, but I guess what I'm saying is, when does we grown, right? Like, when the fuck let's have an adult conversation. Like, yo, you know what? You right. And on top of that, if it does come to the cat, and you see, you know what? I was better. I'm better now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. And we might be happier for fucking each other because, like, we happier with each other. I mean, like,
we had a hard conversation to do it.
Yeah, I see what it is. Like,
but to your point, the hamster wheel, right?
Yeah.
I grew up with my mom always being like, "What's the definition of insanity?" Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You can't get a different result. We keep having the same conversation, and it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
People are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
And unless you make a change, you have to make the change. Yourself, you can't. Somebody can't do the change for you. So if you're not going to be accountable or you're not going to make the changes that we discussed for us to move forward, like, okay, cool. You're actively making your decision. Mm-hmm. So now I'm actively going to have my reaction to your decision. Yeah. What you don't get to do is be like, I can't believe you're giving up on us after X amount of years. Yeah. But I'm walking away from something that wasn't growing, and you decided that you didn't care about it enough to change and water it. Yeah. So why am I the bad person? Because the garden is no longer growing.
Cycle got to be broken because you see how a lot of times you are the product of your environment, and you see what maybe your uncle, your aunt, or your mom, or your pops, or whatever, your mom, or your stepmom, whatever they went through. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like you continue that cycle, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not broken. Then your kids continue. Some like you said, somebody got to be the brave person. Somebody got to break the fucking cycle.
Got to. And you got to be with a person who can help you break the cycle too, right? Like, you have to have somebody who's willing to say, this is a bad habit of yours, or be able to give you constructive feedback or criticism, whatever you want to call it, and you not be offended, right? I grew up in a household where my mom and stepdad yelled. Like, they argued and they yelled, and like the loudest person won the argument, right? So I grew up around that, and I'm already naturally a loud person, right? So I was like, bet I'm gonna win every argument for the rest of my life. And I remember very young having an argument with my ex-husband. It was my high school boyfriend, and we got in an argument. And I was yelling, and he wasn't saying anything. He was just staring at me. And I was like, do you not hear me talking to you? You know, black people, I'm animated, right? And he was like, oh, I'm not doing this with you. And I was like, oh, yeah, because you don't got nothing to say. And he was like, no, that's not why I'm not going to do this with you. He was like, you're emotional, and emotional people are irrational, and I refuse to have a conversation with someone who's irrational. And I was like, did you just call me crazy? He was like, and that's my point. He was like, that's what I'm talking about. Literally, that's the point. You said this, I said this, you heard this, and now you're reacting off of that. And I was like, but you called me crazy. And he was like, but I didn't. And you're proving my point. And so I had to learn really quickly with him. He was like, when you're done yelling and when you're done being up here in your emotions, we can have a conversation. I'm not opposed to the conversation. What I'm opposed to is hooping and hollering. I'm not doing it. And I was just like, and guess what? When I had to talk to him, I had to be like, okay, so listen, right? I had to like really like go about it, and it structured me a little bit better, right? Because I'm like, hindsight being 2020, who wants to hear that? Nobody wants someone yelling at them trying to prove a point. Like, you can still prove your point. Someone said, you heightening your voice doesn't make your point any less valid or invalid. Like, you're not driving it any harder. You're just yelling. Right. Your point
but
is
it feels good to do it.
Like, and you know what? And another motherfucking thing. So, yeah, you have to be able to take the feedback too, right? And I would tell him, like, you don't have emotions. And he was like, okay, so let's talk about that. And I, give my feedback about it. And it's like, okay, cool. But I do think you have to be able to want to make the change, and you have to be around people, environment that lets you make the changes. I'm pretty sure you're a different person, and you and your wife, like, she's probably brought things out of you or told you some things that you were like, all right, like, And you either pivot or you don't, but you don't get to pretend like you weren't aware.
Right. Yeah. I know one thing, when people later in the relationship, when they stop arguing with you, usually that means it's close to the end.
Oh, that check
not early. Yeah, it's the checkout at the end.
Well, when you're young, you're like, I'm fighting for us. Right. I'm fighting for our love. But after you be talking to a motherfucker for so many times about something, you be like, oh, cool.
Right.
When I'm calm, be worried when I'm calm. Right? If I'm folding your clothes, and, baby, if I'm Kelani and I'm folding
that too.
Them folded.
Cool. No,
Right.
that's when you need to be concerned.
Yeah.
I'm pulling the shoes out and I'm laying them out, and I'm
Right.
like, come get it when you're ready.
Yeah.
I'm not yelling.
Yeah.
It's done though, because I
Right.
mentally already signed the release.
Yep.
But if I'm like, and you know what? Because she's still vested. She ain't tossed it. I
Oh,
ain't.
for sure.
But
for sure.
when we start getting silent,
Box there.
we start. Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
My grandma was the queen of breaking a lease. And I say that because her and my grandpa would get in an argument, and my grandpa would be like, yeah. And she'd be like, okay, Jimmy. His name was
Right.
Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy. My grandpa would go to the racetrack thinking like, yeah. He come home, my grandma would be gone. She would have packed. And sometimes she took the plate, sometimes she took the couches, but she would move. And she wouldn't say anything to anybody. We would all be like,
Right.
well, what apartment complex did you check? I know she's somewhere. She'd go get a place. She'd stay there for so many months,
Right.
so many months to a year. My grandpa would plead for her back. And then guess what? My grandma would move back. They'd be cool. They get into an argument. He'd go to the racetrack. He'd come home, she'd be gone again, and I'd be like, "Yo, this is crazy."
That is crazy.
But when she was quiet and my grandma's a very quiet person. When she was young, she's older now. She's 82. She don't care. She tell you any and everything.
Right.
But then she would just be like, "Okay, no worry about it.
Yeah.
My bad. That's on me." And she would bounce. And I was like, "Grandma, I'm telling you right now, I ever get to the point where I'm calm, there's no
over.
coming back.
It's over.
Absolutely
It's
not.
over.
It's over." But okay, so women naturally, I feel like, do this. They start checking out before you get to the big moment of I'm done. And so they can move forward quicker because we've already mentally been checking out for so long. We keep having them repeated conversations. We're asking for things.
Right.
You're not listening. You're not doing. You're not changing. Okay, cool.
Right.
Men, though, I feel like breakups for them are real time. Like when y'all break up, it is not a check. Like you haven't been mentally unchecking. When the breakup happens, we're like, okay, cool. And we walk out because we've already really been done. But y'all experience that real time. Like, I can't believe this motherfucker just left me. Or I just left him. Like, am I wrong to think that?
It depends.
Right.
Well, I think we both have checkouts, but it's different levels. And I think women's maturity, they're, in my opinion, they're more mature early on in the relationship. But sometimes their maturity, they stop.
Caps.
It caps.
And then y'all catch up and sometimes surpass.
We catch up or surpass. And then it's it's very rare. It's everybody on the same page. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. And that's why I said age is important because you find out more in, I'm not going to say when you're older, but when you're a mature person, when you're an actual adult. You know what I'm saying? When you're an actual adult and you think like an adult, then y'all actually are on the same page because you have open communication that you wouldn't have had before. You know what I mean? You're not holding, my thing used to be for me when I was younger, I'm not when I'm done with some shit, I'm done with it. For real, I can check the motherfucker off and not ever talk to them again. And it could be just because you just didn't vibe with me. I don't know. You rub me the wrong way. But when you with somebody, it ain't like that. You got to see them eventually. You know what I'm saying? You going to go back home. Right. So I'll be in this house not talking to a motherfucker for a week. You know what I'm saying? Or them not talking to me for a week. And then when you with two people the same, both passive aggressive people, it's nobody going to make that first move.
That's the Cold War right there.
It's the Cold War at home. And then it's this is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
What we doing?
We gotta talk.
Who gonna talk first?
We're gonna talk first, and then then we're gonna be over it, and then we're gonna do nasty time and then keep moving. You know what I'm saying? We could have been did that, but that's a lack of maturity right there. And I think that communication is key because you can bypass a lot of shit
by talking.
Yep, just by talking.
That part is swallowing your pride, your ego, right, and being what's up, right? We're gonna talk about it, or we not gonna talk about it, and rolling from there. And I do think the communication is very interesting to me when I obviously have girlfriends and I have guy friends. And when I'm talking to my girlfriends, I already know when they're talking to me and they're like, you know what? And women, we have an unspoken timeline of certain things in our head that we don't tell y'all. And so it'd be like, this he got one more, he got into this point to do this. And if he don't, it's a wrap, right? And y'all be having no idea. Y'all be like, oh, all is well with us. And we're like, June's around the corner, boo. And you're like, when did I get a deadline, right?
Right.
And so like I'll be talking to my girlfriends and they'll be like, he did this and I'm like, I'm seeing it in real time, like tick, tick, tick. He got like another like 2 months to keep doing this before she like, you know what? I'm good. And then with my guy friends, they'll call me like, we got into it and we broke up. And I'll be like, so I was watching in real time being like, that's not gonna work. That's going and you didn't see that? You didn't see all the flags? Like they was doing this like on the airport, the airplane, like it was coming in. And you like had no idea. And I'm like, is it a blinder? Or is it like, I just didn't want to acknowledge it and I just thought it was small?
Man, I think young men are easily manipulated. And they have blinders by that box. You get some good box and you young.
Absolutely.
That shit can blind you to all the shit that you know is not right for you.
No red flags, they all
the red flags. You say them already. You already know you don't like doing this shit. You know you don't like doing that. But you like feeling like that. And then that surpasses all that other shit. And then 10 years later, you're like, why the fuck? What am I doing? And then you grow up like, all right, this more important shit to sex. Yeah. All right, we going.
I think the blood flows better when you get older. All the blood rush to that.
That must be what it is.
To the, you know what I mean?
That must be what it is.
Like, yo, the blood circulating.
Yeah.
I think when you get older, you like, I got other things to do, right? I got a job, I got this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have sex. Yes, it's gonna be great. And if it's not what we talked about, I think on one of the podcasts, like you gonna find somebody from somewhere, right? So like, you are not the last of the Mohicans to give me what I need. So the red flags are, you know. And I think as you get older, men kind of say that's not enough to control me or for me to ignore them. And then when women get older, they're just like same thing, not stigmatized anymore. And you're just like, I can't bypass that red flag anymore. That red flag is glaring at me. And you're like, it was cute. And the problem is also culturally, like, people think being toxic is a cute thing. Like, there's like a phase that people go through and they're like, yeah, girl, we was arguing back and forth. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do the back and forth, the arguing, the hooping, the hollering, and I rolled up on him. And why? I'm not rolling up on nobody. And nobody better damn sure not roll up on me. Like, I'm not doing any of that craziness. And people, I think, really like that, like,
no, that's how it was. Like, you definitely, yo, she crazy as fuck. So she hit my car, yo, all that. But then when we made up, though, B. Then you grow up and you realize that crazy, that good calm pussy is just as good as crazy pussy. So it's you know, you gotta grow up.
Gotta grow up. That's exciting when you're young.
Yeah.
But you ain't had no experiences, so it's like the first time you ride a roller coaster.
Yeah.
All right, then rode the same roller coaster 20 times. You're 30 years old. All right, Brian riding that shit, man. I'm about to go get a funnel cake. I'm gonna do the thing.
Honestly, at that point, that's what I'm going there for. I'm not riding the ride. I want the fun.
That's a perfect example. Yeah, it's like that shit is like the theme park.
That's a fact.
When you're young, that shit is so exciting.
I had my roller coaster. I ain't got it no more.
When you get older, you like, okay, corn dog me. Give me the lemonade.
Go to the go-karts, gang.
Just give me some fair fries.
Go to the go-karts.
A funnel cake and an elephant ear.
And then we call it a day.
Yeah, we call it a day, bro. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes. All right, yeah.
I do. I'm like, you got to figure out like your deal breakers and then like walk away from it.
Yep.
Or I'm okay. Is there potential for it to get better?
Right.
And like literally be like, we're talking, you're making changes. There are changes that are sticking, not the pacifying moments, right?
Right?
Because I feel like people, both sides do it. Oh, I'm going to give you this for right now. Here, dang, shut up, right? Like the legitimate changes and then moving forward. If not, you got to make the call. I'm like, we are people who love the idea of being in love. And like we will fall in love with potential. And so we stick to this potential of like, well, they could be this. They might be this one day.
Yeah.
I can see it in them. It's like,
yeah.
Sure. But if that's not what they see when they look in the mirror, you ain't never gonna get it.
That is true.
That part right
That's true.
Fam.
Can't
Like,
make them
you
something
can
you
say-
not.
And you could be the positive and tell them till they blue in their face what they need to hear. But if they don't see that shit, what you telling them in the mirror,
Yep.
You can take a horse to water. You can't make them drink.
can't make them drink, man.
Yep. And then your subtle messages don't be subtle no more.
Oh yeah, you're a little.
And then it
Don't
just
you
gets
think
blunt.
that you should? You'd be like,
Yeah.
nigga, what are you doing?
Right,
Like, what?
yeah,
Like,
don't be
you
subtle
talking
no
to me
more.
real hard. It's no longer passive
No
aggressive.
longer
It's
passive
just
aggressive.
aggressive.
Yeah.
I can't be. I'm the passive aggressive. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, it's over for that.
I agree.
You gotta say something. Do we need to
your
talk?
mind, Cletus.
Say it with your chest.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What else you
I
got,
ain't
Jimmy?
gonna lie. That, no, you know, we're gonna end it right
Yeah,
there. 'Cause we got some other stuff to talk about, but we're gonna save that. That was a dope little
Part two.
episode.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, man. I ain't seen y'all in a while.
I
Missed y'all,
know.
man.
Until we did
Dope.
our big one, our
Yeah,
battle
right.
of the sexes.
The battle of the
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fire. We gotta run that back.
Yeah, we're gonna run that
We gotta
back
run that
this
back.
time. We had technical difficulties, but now we
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
running that
no,
back.
that's
That was fire.
been the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
Yeah.
time. But it's always a dope vibe when
You
we're
already
able to
know,
come and do
man.
our
For sure, for
podcast.
sure.
2026, we here.
2026, we up.
I'll be
Deuces.
here. Bye.